9 cars named after wild or mythical animals. What's up, everyone? A large part of a car's appeal is its name. Of course, a cool name won't make a bad car good, but it will certainly help the car reach the desired customer. These days, animal-named cars have become less popular, either because all the good animals are taken, who wants a car named the Frog, or because driving a car named after an animal sorta makes you look like a 10-year-old. That said, it has worked out well for many brands. Let's get right into the video. Number 1. Shelby Cobra. Let's start the list with the awesomely powerful Shelby Cobra. Introduced in 1962 and powered by Ford's V8, the Shelby was a lightweight roadster with dangerous handling and brutal performance. The legend goes that Carroll Shelby got the idea in his sleep, woke up and wrote the name on a piece of paper, and then went back to sleep. Probably would have been more impressive if the name was something more creative, but to be fair, a Cobra's unpredictable nature does suit the car. Number 2. AMC Gremlin. Introduced on the 1st of April 1970, the AMC Gremlin was considered as an April Fool's joke to many, since it was one of the only American subcompact cars on the market. To a lot of customers, it looked like somebody had chopped off the rear of the vehicle. However, it proved to be very influential and popular, giving the company much-needed financial stability, which AMC always lacked. Unfortunately, despite its success, it wasn't able to save AMC from a demise in the early 80s. Maybe calling your car the Gremlin wasn't such a good idea after all. Number 3. Ford Mustang. Wild horses from the prairies of the Wild West were an inspiration to Ford's marketing guys, who gave their new coupe this legendary name. Even though the original Mustang had a range of pretty mediocre engines and rubbish suspension, the package as a whole worked, and its name launched it into the minds of the modern-day cowboys who bought them. Number 4. The TVR Cerbera. TVR got a bit creative on this one, borrowing a name from the Greek mythology for their legendary sports car. Introduced in 1996 and produced until 2003, the Cerbera was a fast, capable and somewhat sketchy car with a fire-breathing V8 engine and slightly too little grip for the rear wheels. No traction control, of course. As the Cerberus was actually a three-headed beast that guarded the doors of the underworld in Greek mythology, it probably suits it, really. Number 5. De Tommaso Pantera. With a specially designed chassis, powerful Ford V8 engine and distinctive wedge design, the De Tommaso Pantera was one of the coolest sports cars of the early 70s. Amazingly, it stayed in production until 1996 and managed to remain relevant even though its technology became a bit outdated. Alejandro De Tommaso, the company's founder, named it the Pantera or Panther. For such an exotic car, the slightly outlandish name works. Number 6. Plymouth Barracuda. Introduced just 2 weeks before the Ford Mustang was unveiled, the Plymouth Barracuda was actually the first pony car. Named after well-known and hard-to-catch fish from the depths of the sea, the first Barracuda had a characteristic profile with a large rear window and stylized fish on the trim pieces. Although never as successful as the Mustang or Camaro, the Barracuda became one of the fastest muscle cars when equipped with the legendary 426 Hemi engine. Number 7. The Chevrolet Impala. The mid-century Chevrolet model names are all very cool. Nameplates like Bel Air, Del Rey, Camaro and Chevelle are all very memorable, but the Chevrolet Impala is probably the most recognizable of the bunch. Introduced in 1958 as the full-size family sedan and still sold today, this landmark four-door model was named after elegant and wild antelope from Africa. We bet you might not have known that, but if you look at the Impala's logo, you'll recognize the stylized antelope. Does it suit the car? Well, considering the Impala isn't especially fast and a bit of a bloater. Not really, but it still sounds cool. Number 8. The Skoda Yeti. You've probably heard the legend of the Yeti, the mythical creature living in the Himalayan mountains. Perhaps you're even a Sasquatch believer. Although the locals swear that the Yeti is real, some claim to have even seen one, we still don't have proof of its existence. That said, if you want to own a Yeti, you can, ever since Skoda introduced their compact crossover called the Yeti in 2009. Even though it's not capable of crossing the extreme parts of the mountain ranges in Central Asia, the Yeti is a capable vehicle when you order it with all-wheel drive. It's well suited to outdoor activities, or most places where you might encounter a Yeti. The name works. As an all-rounder though, the Yeti is a really good car. Number 9. Dodge Viper. Envisioned as the successor to the legendary Shelby Cobra, and even co-created by Carroll Shelby, Dodge didn't really have much choice when it came to naming the Viper. With a V10 engine up front, massive power and torque, and notoriously dangerous handling, this monster could only be named after something poisonous and lethal. That's why the Viper is such a perfect name for this car. Poke it too hard and with no traction control, ABS or stability control, it will bite. So there you are. Can you name any more? I must have forgotten some. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching. Cheers!